Welcome to the Louie Bellina Show Tuesday. The Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. Today, it is 11:00. Has already been a fun ride. I'll explain to you. Normally, we got Olin Buchanan, 1 o'clock, joins us inside the Charles Schwab studio. Normally this, normally that. We have went around the world as we have planned what the Louie Bellina Show on a Tuesday will look like. Let me share. This is the game plan. Today, 11:20, yep, we still got Logan Lee. He's going to join me inside the Charles Schwab studio. Bucky ball, A&M basketball in the NCAA tournament. A&M St. Mary's, Thursday night, 6:30. We will discuss. 11:20, Logan Lee joins me inside the Charles Schwab studio. At 12 o'clock, and this is a treat for me, only talk to him once a year effectively. He is a legend. He is a Hall of Famer. He is A&M men's tennis coach Steve Denton. Not a lot of people talk a lot of A&M men's tennis. They're currently on the back end of this 3-week stretch in which they're playing 6 straight top 10 teams, I believe it is. It's insane. They're taking on Ohio State, the number 1 team in the country, Wednesday. Then on Friday, they got Mississippi State. It's either Friday or Sunday. I can't wait to visit with him. It's always a treat. So at 12 o'clock, joining me on the D4 Land Services hotline, A&M men's tennis head coach, Hall of Famer, Steve Denton. And again, this is week 3 of them taking on nothing but top 10 teams. And they're on fire. Kind of hitting their stride at the dead exact right time. Looking forward to that. Now, OB, Olin Buchanan, will not be with us. A moment of silence, please. Thank you. He's got work to do. I believe the Texags crew is on the way to Oklahoma City, getting ready for A&M St. Mary's Thursday, A&M U of H Saturday, A&M in the Elite 8 a week from now. The Texags crew is on the road. So Olin's got to work. But I'll tell you what we do have at 1 o'clock. Live, Mike Elko, spring football kickoff. Mike Elko at 1, coordinators, Hemp, Hill, and then Higgins at 1:30 and 1:45. It is it is the spring football media day, Aggie football. We will listen as we do when Mike Elko speaks. We're there, the zone. We are there. So from 1 to about 1:30, Mike Elko, A&M football head coach, live, spring football kickoff. We'll listen together. Me inside the Charles Schwab studio, you in your car, you at work, you at home, with your earbuds, you wherever you are. At 1:50, Community Spotlight, United Way of the Brazos Valley. Every Tuesday, 1:50, Community Spotlight. And this Tuesday, United Way of the Brazos Valley. So, kind of in my eyes, this is a freaking awesome day. Got a lot of A&M coaches. I love that. Going to talk some Bucky ball. I love that. I didn't even tell you that the ticket booth will be open at 12:35. I didn't even mention that. And the ticket booth is thanks to Dixie Tire Company. Every day this week, I'm giving away tickets to Chili Fest. It's a pair of those 2-day passes. So if you and a friend would like to go to Chili Fest, 21 and over, to win, all Zone Brian Broadcasting Prize eligibility rules apply. At 12:35, and it's right about, okay, approximately, I'll throw up the bat signal. Be ready to dial the D4 Land Services hotline. I'll hook you up. The ticket booth open is thanks to Dixie Tire Company. There you go. And by the way, other than Logan at 11:20, absolutely none of that was what I had planned when I woke up yesterday. But that's the beauty of radio. It's like, oh, Mike Elko? Oh, Steve Denton's available? Oh, the ticket booth's going to open? My days are not normal. And people say I'm not normal either. We begin our day, maroon and white notebook. Last night, Aggie softball, Baton Rouge going for the sweep over LSU. It was 16 A&M, 17 the Tigers. They could not complete the sweep. 7-2, Tigers salvage a game from the series. Before this series started, I remember thinking the winner of this series has a chance to finish 6th. The loser's probably going to 10-11. Now, the winner could finish higher than 6, but based upon the non-conference results, both teams had a very disappointing non-conference. Both teams have questions. Both teams are not up to their standard to enter SEC play, which equals, and LSU had already played a conference series, lost it unexpectedly. Now LSU at home lost the series unexpectedly. So LSU officially is on the struggle bus, pondering what their season means. A&M softball went on the road, wanted a place. This is their first conference series they've ever won. Beat a top 25 LSU. Took a series in Baton Rouge. If you're looking at the A&M softball schedule, which I do, it's gotten easy. They got this top-end element having to play Texas and OU. And Texas is the number 2 team in the country, and OU's number 3. But they're mid. Ole Miss is not good. Mississippi State is mid. Yeah, that's fair. Mid. South Carolina's not good. They got wins now. There's wins in there. Without you having to be a top 10 team yourself just to have a chance. They don't have Florida. They don't have Tennessee. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, they don't have Arkansas. I'm not telling you it's easy, but it's easier. They get Kentucky this upcoming weekend. Kentucky was top 25. I believe Kentucky's no longer top 25. Kentucky's another one of those where if you are top 25, you win the series. It's at home. You definitely take the series. There's wins now built into their schedule. Kentucky's always a tough out, but they're 1-5 to start SEC play. And record doesn't tell the tale. I mean, if you open the year and you play in Texas and OU, you might even be happy to be 1-5. But A&M's schedule has opened up where there's wins. There's for their series, without a doubt, have to, should, come on now. Got to win. Where before it looked like everything was swing / Great opening weekend. Helped kind of to define where they're at. I'm a little scared their pitching might have got thin where, their All-American closer that you thought could be a starter who didn't want to start and did not throw her once. And I understand there might be disciplinary things involved with that, but still, to be continued, huh? But Aggie softball could not complete the sweep. They have no midweek. Kentucky at home Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You will hear all 3 games over on Willie, 1550 AM and radioagland.com. And in the latest top 25 polls, Aggie Softball America is number 17. Number 17. If you want to know how tough SEC softball is, they have number 1 in the country, Tennessee. Number 2 in the country, Texas. Number 3 in the country, Alabama. Number 4 in the country, Oklahoma. Number 5 in the country, well, they're number 7 in the country. Sorry, Florida. Number 9 in the country, Arkansas. And number 11 in the country, Georgia, who the Aggies will face them. So 7 of the top 11 teams in the country. 7 of the top 11, SEC, SEC, SEC. Number 13, Mississippi State. A&M is 17. And then number 25 now, LSU, still staying ranked, despite the 1-5 SEC start, losing 2 out of 3 to A&M. So, 7 of the top 11 in the country, SEC. 9 of the top 17 in the country, SEC. And softball, brutal, absolutely brutal. Maroon and white universe, we're all just living it here on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric. Updated baseball rankings, Aggie baseball 21-21, 23-23, based upon your preference. We like D1 baseball. That's 23. USA Today Baseball America have 21. And the National Collegiate Baseball Writers Association of America, which that's a lot of initials, they say 23. Aggie baseball back in action tonight, the midweek. You can hear that game, 5:45 pregame. Texas State, the Bobcats. You can hear that game, 5:45 pregame, 6:02, I guess it is, first pitch, right here on the Zone, 1150 AM and 93.7 FM, online, of course, radioagland.com. And the Zone app is a gorgeous, gorgeous thing. If you have the Zone app, Aggie baseball in the fall, got your back with Aggie football. You can listen to TexAgs Live, Louie Bellina Show, Chip Howard. You can take the Zone with you everywhere when you travel. Of course, work, car, vacation. Sports never takes a vacation. And you can download that free Zone app everywhere you get apps, and it's free. You can also tell Alexa play Zone 1150. So Aggie baseball tonight, 5:45 pregame, the midweek. Listen to here on the Zone. We continue. A&M women's basketball, WBIT hosting. They're one of the one seeds, right? They're hosting Thursday night, 7 o'clock tip, McNeese. And admission is free for A&M students. Saw that announcement. All you have to do is present a valid Texas A&M student ID for entry. Free admission for Texas A&M students. You know what would have been kind of cool? A little bit crazy. What if it was free for all students, including former? This game, 7 o'clock on a Thursday, is going to go against the men's game on Thursday also, which is 6:35. So the Aggie hoops attention is going to be split. I would think that you would kill for anyone that wants to go. It's going to be a tough sell to get people to go. So free admission for A&M students is brilliant. That's absolutely the way to go. Why not former students? Like if you have someone who went to Texas A&M, former student, graduated 2, 5, 10, 20, 30 years ago. And I like to present a valid A&M student ID. Let them present an invalid one. If someone wants to make a fake A&M student ID to get into a women's WBIT game, let them present you an invalid ID if they're going to go through the effort to make one. And let them in free. Take the support. Dead serious. If people want to do invalid A&M student IDs to get into WBIT games, take all the support you can get. It's directly going against the NCAA tournament and Aggie basketball in the NCAA tournament. So if people make fake, invalid A&M student IDs to try and sneak into a WBIT game, wink, wink, let them in. If you have a former student who has his ID from 10 years ago, let them in. That's just open the doors approach I would think I would take. Now, I've never been in charge of ticketing. I don't know the process. Maybe there's a negative to that destroys the whole eco structure of tickets and ticketing that, violates some NCAA rule. Therefore, I might be a complete idiot anyway, but still, you get my point, right? So, yeah, I would do, obviously A&M students, but I'd let former students and anyone that had an invalid ID, I'd let them in too. Get everyone you can. That's just the thought process that I had. One more for you from the Maroon and White Notebook, and it's the Aggie football. 1 o'clock today, Mike Elko live. It's the spring kickoff media day, and he's 1 to 1:30. 1 to 1. He hasn't spoke. This is like the big one. This is his, it's real, it's back. The offseason is starting, it's real. After him will be the coordinators, and tomorrow we're going to listen to the coordinators, just to give you a heads up. But we're going to listen to Mike Elko live. Aggie football. I'm pretty sure by now you saw Christian Kirk sign a 1-year deal with the 49ers. Earlier in the offseason, Mike Evans signed a fat deal with the San Francisco 49ers. So you're having this Aggie football wide receiver reunion with the San Francisco 49ers. Which I'm a draft junkie. That means KC Concepcion's not going to be drafted by the 49ers. And pretty much the entire offseason long, that was a very common mock draft landing spot because they had a need. And look, they have signed 2 free agent wide receivers reflecting that need that San Francisco had. So out. That's not going to happen. Now, there's other spots for sure, to be fair with you. There's definitely other spots for sure for him in the first round. I think Casey Concepcion, his versatility, pure basic ability means any team looking for a Super Bowl that has that need, he is an answer at more than one position even. So I think Concepcion's a first round. I've seen Buffalo Bills now. I've seen Kansas City Chiefs. I've seen a lot of different things. But I don't think San Fran is no longer in play. I've seen my Pittsburgh Steelers taking them. But they signed a wide receiver in the free agency period too, but do they need more than one, et cetera. But yeah, Christian Kirk, 49er. Mike Evans, already 49er. I guess for San Fran, Aggie wide receivers is their answer to the Super Bowl. Let's grab our first time out of the day. Man, are we just beginning. But when we return, Bucky Ball, Aggie Hoops, NCAA Tournament, St. Mary's with Logan Lee, former player A&M, former coach at A&M Kentucky, joins us in the Charles Schwab studio. It's the Louie Bellina Show, Tuesday on The Zone.
The Money Machine opens again April 20th. Another chance to win $5,000 from The Zone.
Welcome back. Louie Bellina inside the Charles Schwab studio, not alone. A photoshopping, AI creating Logan Lee joining me inside the Charles Schwab studio every Tuesday right about 11:20. We're talking Aggie hoops and, well, a dream, a hope, a want, more than anything else became a reality Sunday, Logan. You know,
let's add to it a win Thursday.
What happened?
You said a dream, a hope, a want. Now we're getting a win.
I'll be honest with you, that's no longer a part of me. Because, of course, no.
What,
Let me explain.
What do you...
I want them to win. I'm rooting for them to win. I know they can win, but the whole thing, the whole time, and you've hung out with me every Tuesday, right, is just make the tournament. Because that was impossible. That had to be like a low single-digit percentage of reality.
Tell me, it was less than, when he got hired, it was less than 1%.
Right. So I wanted to see something great. I wanted to see something miraculous. I wanted to see something almost impossible. And he did it. I'm not one of those people who keeps moving the goalposts. I'm not one of those people who keeps changing, the expectation. And so that eventually, people that do that, you eventually have to be disappointed.
For sure.
So I'm happy. Now, I want them to win. I want them to beat U of H because we keep facing them in the postseason. Oh. I want them to make I know what I want, but as far as happy and good, I'm good. I mean, they did it. I can't believe it. They did it. It was an incredible run. And you had the shaky part in the mid there. And, even down the stretch, man, letting Texas whack you. But you beat Kentucky. And, of course, you go to LSU, play a triple overtime classic to seal the deal. And they lose their best player. So even after, you put the team together and they make the run, you still have to sweat it out. Nothing's easy in life.
And then we get a win on Thursday.
Okay. I'm not going to say lose. I mean, I want to beat St. Mary's, but there's so much involved with that. We'll begin with this. 10 seed just right, too low. They got hosed. Committee hates us. Or no, they're a 10 seed.
No, I think it's good. I think a 10 seed is better than if they would have moved up to 8 or 9, because then you play the 1. And, if you're a 7 seed, you're still playing a 10. So they weren't going to jump up to a 6. That wasn't going to happen. So they're just right. And, talking to some pretty knowledgeable guys, and they brought this
like
point.
Me?
Yes, exactly like you. And they brought this point to my attention of who does A&M struggle against? Do they struggle against teams that are sound offensively, or do they struggle against teams that can really shut you down on defense? And I think they struggle more with defensive teams because they don't have that playmaker, that one guy that can just go get you a bucket. They don't have I was about to say an A-Cuff from Arkansas, but no one really has him.
He's special.
He is something else. But you go against the St. Mary's team who they're sound defensively, but to win games, they also have to score the ball. And I think A&M, St. Mary's wants to play a slower type of game. A&M can speed them up. A&M can get them frazzled a little. And at that point, when that happens, if the Aggies make a couple of threes.
You just used the key word. Name the one thing A&M has not been doing for about 2 or 3 months.
Yes, but what happened?
2 months, let's be fair.
What happened in the last 2 games of conference play? A&M was making threes. It started with Reuben in the Kentucky game. made a couple, and then all of a sudden that opened the door for Rylan, and then Rylan went off.
But then what didn't happen LSU and what didn't happen against Oklahoma? I mean, it just happened one game. Kentucky.
But you see what happens when it does.
Well, we know that though.
And they did that in the first 9 games of conference. They ran into a buzzsaw in Florida and Arkansas and even Missouri. You know, I think there are a lot of people sleeping on Missouri across the country just because they're looking at them as a 10 seed. And are they going to? I think Missouri's going to win that game. That first round. They've got a chance to win the second round. I don't know. I think A&M to face St. Mary's is a better matchup than a lot of other teams that they could have been placed against.
100% agree.
And I think they're going to win. I'm super excited. I'm telling you, ran up the stairs in 23 seconds, Lou. You saw it. You saw it.
Logan, okay, let me explain something, everybody. We're during the timeout, right? And Logan, holds his phone up at me, and it's his stopwatch thing. It says 23. Went 23 minutes. He's like, no, 23 seconds. I go, what is that? And he goes, it's time up the stairs. And I kept it simple. I go, no video, no. I'm not, like people used to say photos or it didn't happen. I went, where's the video? And he's insulted. I don't believe him.
So next time, I'm going to start at the bottom, and I'm going to, see, here's the thing. I was super excited today because it's March Madness.
Yes.
And A&M's in the tournament.
Yes.
They're going to get a win on Thursday.
Yes.
And I flew up the stairs ready to go.
So the hopes and dreams and the excitement carried you up the stairs.
Absolutely. Next time, I may be back to my 50 seconds.
If you did it in less than a minute, I'd be impressed.
Lou, I did it in less than a minute the first time.
You got old knees.
Yes.
Your cardio's not what it used to be.
I got a bad back. I get it. I understand. It's tournament time.
I love it. You are fired up. You have this glow to you.
I love it. This is the best. This is the best time of the year out of any sporting events possible.
In your time, how many NCAA tournaments did you play in?
2 NITs, 2 NCAAs.
Explain it then from the player's perspective.
Okay, so both NIT appearances were actually really something special because at Hawaii we go to the NIT. They hadn't made postseason in a while, and we were the team. We started things and we got it rolling, and we make it to the third round of the NIT, and we're playing at Michigan. So we had to fly from Hawaii all the way over to Michigan. We get beat, but it still felt awesome because we were in the third round. Then you go to A&M.
Oh, third round.
Then you go to A&M, and they're coming off a 0-17 season, and we go 8-8 in conference, and people are just ecstatic about the fact that, hey, they made postseason for the first time in 20 years. And I mean, the crowd was rocking. We got a home bid because we had so many we had so many people coming, and so it was awesome. And then we go to the NCAA tournament the next year. That one wasn't as exciting for me because I had just come off back surgery and knee surgery, and I didn't get to play. I'm on crutches, but it's still, you still get the feel of it. And then finally, the third year, we make it to the Sweet 16. There's nothing better, obviously, getting to that point. It would have been great to go to the Elite Eight or Final Four or whatever. But man, it's just riding in a bus, not having to stop for any traffic or anything because you have a police escort everywhere you go, whether you're going to dinner or you're going to the pregame practice or the whatever it is. Just the atmosphere when you step in the gym and everything has March Madness on it. There's a bracket with your name on it. You get to visualize, hey, we can win this one. Oh, wait a second. Then we can win the second game. Wait, we got a chance to win the third game. There's a possibility here. And so it's just a different feeling.
For the player, again, is it the ultimate reward for the past 3 months of just grinding
Absolutely.
2 games a week in planes and strange hotels and coaches destroying you in practice and everything that it means? Seriously, is it just the ultimate reward?
Absolutely. Because not only are you getting a chance to play at the highest level, and you're one of the 64 best teams in the country, but you also, the food tastes better. You get treated to steak dinner. You get these swag bag packages.
Billy
of
Clyde would hug
whatever
you.
It is. I wouldn't go that far.
Okay. All right.
I mean, he may not cuss you, but he's not going to hug you.
I wasn't sure. I went too far.
But it's just everything that goes into it. It's the culmination of this is why we put in all the blood, sweat, and tears to get to this point. It hurts when you lose, but at the end of the day, you know, it hurts to say this, we're 20 years removed from our Sweet 16 appearance, and I still smile thinking about that tournament and traveling to San Antonio and playing Memphis and doing all like that's still a great memory.
You're that old?
I'm super old.
Wow.
2 kids make you older than what the number is.
It kind of speeds up the whole process, doesn't it?
God.
So you made two NCAAs, 2 NITs, 4 postseasons.
Yep.
That's a great record. I mean, you played for 8 years, so you're 50-50, but still.
I mean, if you want to go JUCO, we made the national tournament in JUCO.
5.
We were I think a 4 seed going into. So in March Madness terms, we would have been the last number 1 seed. Ha! See? All this stuff, it gets you excited. But still never won one.
But okay, not many people do. It's one team per year.
Look, I'm ecstatic with our Sweet 16. We should have been an Elite 8.
You were a part of 2 teams that could have went deeper, and one of them that absolutely should have been in the Final Four, I think.
Oh,
had
man.
that path.
If we would have beat Memphis, we were going to the Final Four.
Should have beat Memphis, right? I mean, did I have that statement wrong?
I mean,
It was there.
I don't know if should have is. I mean, we could have. We
It was there.
missed a couple layups.
Right.
Didn't grab a couple of rebounds. Things happen. Thursday.
Okay, back to that because I just think back, man. The layups, and you can't get mad because it happens, and even the player that missed them is the only reason you're there, kind of thing too. And things. But the timing, missed those like 2 months before. Not that. That was the wrong timing. That's all.
You know.
We'll take a timeout. When we come back, A&M, St. Mary's, Thursday, we'll get Logan Lee's scouting report.
Good. Yeah, let's do it.
Keys to the game. Hey, we need to hit threes and outscore them. Thank you, Logan. We'll get all that. Also, a reminder, if you have questions for Logan, text me. 979-693-1150. You can light up the Texas Mobile One Loop Express inbox. This is the Louie Bellina Show, Tuesday on The Zone.
Your home for Texas A&M football is Sports Radio 1150 AM and 93.7 FM. The Zone. The Zone.
Hey, that's Robert O'Keen, the headliner for the Troubadour Festival coming up end of the month. Is it Saturday at 28th? Whatever that Saturday is. Look, the barbecue part of it alone every year has me like drooling in anticipation. And the music's always been phenomenal, but this year, fighting Texas Aggie, Robert O'Keen will be the headliner with Flatland Cavalry. Logan shaking. You know what I'm talking about, dude.
Be a good one.
That's going to be, and they moved it to Midtown Park. Mm-hmm. So now they have more space. They have tents now, so everything's under huge tents, which they moved it earlier, so we're not going to deal with the first, 101 day that we're going to have. And it's going to be under the tents, and they have 5 extra. It's been 25 barbecue places. Now it's 30, Robert O'Keen. So bigger, better, more awesomer, which I didn't think was possible. So anyway, I love, Lou loves the actual. It's one of the things I highlight each year is the Troubadour Festival.
It is. It's a time where you grab a group of friends and you just go hang out. And
I'm in.
You don't make plans. You just go hang out. You eat some food, drink some beverages.
Some?
Exactly.
I need 2 days off after the Troubadour. Hey, I got a couple of text messages for you.
Fire away.
We go to the Texas Mobile and Loop Express inbox, and this is hilarious. These are, I think people know some of these names, like Rusty Burson.
Who's that?
Burson. I think he's an Aggie historian and author.
Is he French?
I think so.
Okay.
There are 105 stairs from the parking lot to the 5th floor.
Wow.
I'm always use the stairs on Mondays. Also, I still have the 2005 NIT t-shirt.
Well, that t-shirt can be trash. You need to get a new one this year. March Madness 2026.
Greatest coaching, one of the greatest coaching jobs in A&M athletics history is what Bucky did this year. And I've heard some do the, I mean, we've had it here. I had people text me to go, and Sumlin year one, Schloss year one get pointed out. I thought Schloss inherited quite a bit of talent, but it had been underutilized. So I know what he did was incredible, but I don't think it was the same challenge Bucky had. That's why I put what Bucky did in front of Schloss, but not to discredit what Schloss did. That's my personal opinion.
But he had a team. He had some talent.
Right. That's my point.
Sumlin coming in, he had Johnny.
But he had to go into the SEC. And I don't think Sumlin knew what Johnny was. I think it was Cliff Kingsbury that did, actually. Kingsbury was the one that kept going to war to make him start.
Absolutely. And then you have Bucky, who built his entire team, his entire staff, his entire team in a 60-day span.
He didn't have 12 months.
And
from when he took over, he didn't have 12 months.
And put it together. And I think what impresses me the most is seeing the development from Oklahoma State to the first part of the SEC. Against Oklahoma State, when they went to Gallagher-Iba, they did not look good. they looked disorganized. They looked unsure. There was no confidence whatsoever. It was hard to make a basket. And then you fast forward 4 weeks, and all of a sudden this team looks like they're hitting on all cylinders. They're making shots. They're forcing turnovers. They're playing their style of game. They're controlling the tempo, which is exactly what they need to do against St. Mary's, is control the tempo and force St. Mary's into playing at a faster pace. This is a team that wants to slow down. It's a team that wants to, they value the shot clock, and they go through. It's a team, let's, and I don't know if this isn't fact, but it's basically saying you have a team who wants to make 5 passes before you shoot the ball. No matter if they have an open layup or not, they want to make 5 passes because they're going to be methodical and they're going to slow and they're going to get the best shot, versus a team that wants to play chaotic, helter-skelter, and go.
So is this Hoosiers versus Loyola Marymount?
No, I don't think it's
5
that much.
passes.
I don't think it's that much, but it is going to be whoever can control the tempo, whoever can win the rebounding battle.
Whatever team exerts their will for the most number of minutes wins this game.
Yes and no. Because I do think that A&M can play at a faster pace and miss a ton of shots and not win. I think A&M can push the tempo, but if they're not making their threes, their open threes. I'm not talking about forced threes. I'm not talking about, hey, we've got to fire up a shot. I'm talking about they run their offense. Aggie sets 4 or 5 screens. They penetrate. They get into the lane. They kick it out, and it's an open shot, and they miss those shots. I think that's going to turn it into a struggle because St. Mary's is a really good rebounding team.
2 7-footers. They only play 7 players.
Yeah.
They have 4. Do you know they have 4 7-footers on the roster?
I did not know that.
They have 4. They only play 2. But
seriously?
Yeah.
I don't know if you're joking or not.
No, I saw that in one of the scouting reports. They have, let's see. They play 7 guys, line up at least 25 minutes a game. St. Mary's can work the boards.
See, but even while you're doing that, just on what you just said right there.
St. Mary's has 4 7-footers. They only play 2 of them in their 7-man rotation splitting time.
How do you get 4 7-footers?
Some kind of in with a big man camp, I assume.
But even so, you say they're playing 7 guys, 25 minutes plus.
Because if they control the tempo, you're not going to tire them out. If you force the tempo, those 7-footers will not be getting across half court.
But they're also playing a different caliber than what A&M is used to.
And you're talking about WCC versus SEC.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And so if A&M can force that tempo, can use the athleticism that they have and create some turnovers, like we talked about in the break, I don't think St. Mary's is going to turn the ball over 3 times back to back to back. I don't think that's going to happen.
To let you make that run.
And so A&M is going to have to be able to turn turnovers into points. You have to be able to take advantage of the mistakes that St. Mary's gives you, or you force them into. It's going to be all hands on deck. You got to rebound. You got to control the tempo. Got to make shots. And
they don't rebound. So that's anti who they are.
I don't know. Aggie,
They only rebound
Aggie
against teams that are not tall.
I think Marcus Hill, for being a
They
6
only
foot guard,
rebound against teams that have no height.
I don't know, Lou. Like, I don't know. That's where I'll leave it.
What do you not know?
I think I haven't seen St. Mary's enough to be 100% sure on the statement that I'm going to make. But I don't think that St. Mary's bigs are as athletic as Missouri's bigs, as Florida's bigs,
all right,
as Arkansas's bigs. And so this team may be taller,
but how athletic?
but are they going to out athlete Texas A&M? And that's where the unknown comes in, because I don't know if St. Mary's has that athlete that can go and just play with Texas A&M.
All right.
for
you want to talk
40
about
minutes.
unknown? Tell me how the official's going to handle it. Are you going to let the 7-footers claim their space, or are you going to call the game close? There's a difference in how the 7-footers get to control the game based upon the officiating.
But usually in the tournament, they don't call as many fouls, so
which allows the 7-footers to be more active, which isn't good.
But the way A&M plays, have you seen how much they pull and hold and scrap?
Okay.
And
That means that Federico gets to play 30 minutes because he can't move without grabbing someone. Offense, defense, it's the biggest problem he has is he grabs someone both sides of the court.
But I will say there is a valid point in where do the officials come from? Which conference do they normally call in? Is it the Big East? Is it the Big 12? Is it a smaller conference? Where are those officials coming from? Because A&M, they foul. They are aggressive.
When you move that quick.
But you can't call every single foul. And when you do move that quick, exactly, you get away with some things. And so in the first round of the tournament, historically, they haven't been as tight with the foul calls. So, I mean, obviously you get those outliers that you're going to get a officiating crew that just calls everything because it's a touch foul. That's what they're used to calling in that conference or whatever it is. But I don't think you can call every foul that A&M commits.
A&M would be left with 3 people.
And I'm okay with it. That's how Billy Clyde Gillespie days were. You couldn't call every single foul that we committed because we fouled 15 times on a possession. We were physical. That's just, I don't think this A&M team is that physical, but they are all over. They're 94 feet. And so it happens. Heck, you can run down the court and run into six different people.
This is the Louie Bellina Show presented by CC Electric. This is the Louie Bellina Show, the Tuesday edition. Logan Lee, of course, he played basketball at A&M. He coached at A&M Kentucky. He's officiated the game, so he knows a thing or two. He joins us on the Louie Bellina Show each and every Tuesday, right about 11:20. Okay, do you have like keys? I know the most traditional way of putting it. What has to happen for A&M to win, and how would St. Mary's win?
So
hitting threes, we know, is the number one key.
Without question.
If they're not hitting threes, the offense doesn't work, and the defense actually doesn't work. It works both ways.
I think rebounding is going to tell a lot in this story. I think turnovers are going to tell a lot in this story. If A&M can force the turnovers, or if A&M can limit its own turnovers, that's going to tell a story. And I think foul trouble. If A&M can't stay out of foul trouble with Aggie, again, we go back to officiating. How are they going to officiate it? Are the players going to be able to adjust to the officiating? If A&M can stay out of foul trouble, I think they'll be okay with the players that we're used to seeing in the game at the end of games. The way St. Mary's wins is if they slow the ball down and they get a lead early, or a lead early in the second half, and they are able to be methodical and they don't have to force the ball. If A&M can keep it close or have a lead, it forces St. Mary's to play faster than what they want to play. But if St. Mary's can grab a double-digit lead and they can limit the possessions, that really hurts A&M's opportunities. the saving grace for Texas A&M in every game, it's a lot easier to speed up the pace on an opponent than it is to slow it down. Because if the opponent wants to go fast, on offense, they're going to go as fast as they can. Now, you can slow it down when they're on defense and do your thing, but that's what A&M's defense forces you to do, is speed up. And so it's always a benefit for Texas A&M because they can always speed the pace up, or they can always try to speed the pace up.
Wild card thought. We've been talking about A&M tired, A&M run down. They look like they're in quicksand mentally, physically, right?
I wouldn't say quicksand, but yeah, they looked a little slower than.
They've now played one game in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Are they going to be rested?
Without question.
How long does it take for players to get over the fatigued, run down, mental, physical hump? Because this is one game in 2 weeks. SEC tournament game is it for it's a little less than, but you get the point. Almost 2 weeks.
Look, everybody's built differently.
I'm built for it tough.
But when our teams walked into the gym for that 55-minute shoot around the day before the game, where it's not a practice, it's hey, you're gonna go out for all the fans and the media and everything. When you're putting your shoes on and preparing for that 55-minute shoot around, you're gonna have enough energy to play 2 games. And so even without a 1 game in 2 weeks type schedule, they should be ready to play this first game. 18 to 22-year-olds in the NCAA tournament, we were run down in the Sweet 16, and that's why a couple of our guys missed some layups. But that first game, you're ready to go. You're ready to run through a wall.
Jump out of the gym.
Absolutely. Maybe not Aggie because he's like 47 years old.
At times, when he's in his 42nd minute, he might look like it. That LSU triple overtime was just one of the most insane things I've watched in a long time. But that was zombie mode basketball.
But I talked to Aggie at the selection show watch party, and
Bragging.
he was feeling good.
Name dropping.
No, not at all. He's
so I was kicking it with Sean Agee.
I didn't say I was kicking it with him.
And then I walked up, and me and Clements, we were doing Papa Shop.
Deal.
I got it. Logan, be awesome, brother. Thank you always. Fun to just hang out with you.
Yeah, Lou. It's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it will be. You know what's funny? I think one of the two teams might win by 20 because it's such a clash of styles that one of the two teams is just not going to happen. The other team's going to exert their will and just own the whole game.
Yeah, that's why I
have,
that's why I have A&M going to the second round against Houston.
We can talk about keys, but one style will dominate the other, and it might not be a real game.
I do think it's going to be back and forth. I think A&M will force the tempo. I think St. Mary's will adjust and slow down, but at the end of the day, I think A&M will win the game and will control.
Aggies by 30. Logan told you count on it. Thank you, brother.
Absolutely.
When we return, done. Got to wrap up our first hour together here on the Louie Bellina Show, presented by CC Electric, built on faith, family, and community. CC Electric. It's the Louie Bellina Show. Tuesday on the Zone.
You can hear the madness of March on Zone 1150 AM and 93.7 FM.
The Louie Bellina Show, down the stretch we come on our first hour, and, well, what's ahead? Thank you for asking. I appreciate it. The Louie Bellina Show, I'm inside the Charles Schwab studio. Still ahead, 12 o'clock, Steve Denton, A&M men's tennis coach, and, man, they are playing 3 straight weeks, and I believe it's 5 top 10 teams and, top 13, and they got number 1 Ohio State, and they're on a roll. And Steve Denton's a Hall of Famer, and I only visit him like once a year, and it's such a treat. I'm looking forward to that. At 1 o'clock, A&M football head coach Mike Elko, he's kicking off spring football. He's having his, I call it annual. I mean, he's doing his spring football kickoff media day. He's going to talk he's going to be talking for a while. Now, his coordinators are after him, but we're going to listen to them tomorrow. Hemp, Hill, and Higgins, first time, right? They just got promoted, and can't wait to hear them too, and that's tomorrow. But at 1 o'clock, live, A&M football head coach Mike Elko, his spring football kickoff. And then at 1:50, Community Spotlight. And today it's the United Way of the Brazos Valley. I don't know how many people know this, but today is St. Patrick's Day. I mentioned yesterday, my St. Pat's was a Sunday celebration with the Blaggards, Guinness Stout, best friend in the world, KC 18-wheeler, and O'Bannon's. And it was glorious. Wallet Hub had listed the best cities for St. Patrick's Day. And, you know, if number one is not Boston, tear up the list and light it on fire. Well, Boston was. Number two was Reno, Nevada. I'm good with that. And how is Savannah, Georgia 3? Like, I could have dug deeper into the list. I didn't care enough to do that. But Savannah, Georgia 3 and Overland Park, Kansas 4 and Henderson, Nevada. I know kind of have a guess for all of them, but Savannah, you know, I'm not a Savannah, Georgia expert. I know Athens, Georgia. I know Atlanta, Georgia. But yeah, Savannah, Georgia is the third best city for St. Pat's. Here's what I left. They showed the bottom five, and Brownsville, Texas is the fourth worst city in America for St. Patrick's Day. And sure, why not?
You can hear the Paul Feinbaum Show weekdays 2 to 4 here on The Zone. Presented by Polaris Fun Center. Paul Feinbaum is SEC Country. And Aggie Land is SEC Country too. Join Paul weekdays 2 to 4 here on The Zone. Polaris Fun Center, where you can get a $500 rebate on any 450 or 570 Model A TV. Or $2,000 cash back on a Polaris XP1000. Polaris Fun Center, where they sell and service fun, not tractors. The voice of the SEC. And you can hear Paul Feinbaum weekdays from 2 to 4 on The Zone.